You okay?
Yeah, what do you want?
I just wanted to make sure you're all right, you know. It's gonna be a tough day.
Yeah, I'll get through it.
Look, you know I'll be there.
Thanks. Could you bring, Nick, Tony's dad, in when he gets here?
Yeah, of course. He's gonna be devastated and all.
Yeah. They were inseparable when Tony was little. He was Daddy's little darling. But he didn't have to cope with him like I did when he grew up.
Hello, Natalie, love. I was wondering, do you want me to fix up some sandwiches and drinks back here, you know, for after?
What, for the wake, you mean?
Well, I wouldn't quite put it like that, love. Well, you see, people do expect something, don't they?
Yes, well, they needn't have today, Betty, because they don't want any fuss. I mean, what good would anybody have to say about him round here anyway?
I see. Well, if that's the way you feel. I mean, it's up to you, my love.
Come on, Betty.
Oh, right.
Right, see you.
Oh, listen, are you sure you haven't had second thoughts about selling the house yet?
No, should I have?
Oh, well, you're gonna have to wake up and smell the coffee sometime, Nita.
Vikram, I have tried your coffee, and frankly, it leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. Just like all of your schemes, including this one.
This one isn't a scheme. It's common sense. That house is too big for the two of us.
That house suits me just fine.
Yeah, well, it doesn't suit me. If I was meant to be joined at the hip for the rest of my life to my sister, then we would have been born Siamese twins.
Hey, who's talking about being joined at the hip? You've just said that that house is big, OK? So it should be plenty big enough for two people to live there without getting in each other's way.
Yeah.
Morning, Vic. Nita.
Hi, Steve.
You know, it's not the same coming in here in the morning and seeing your brother behind the counter instead of you.
Really?
You know, maybe we should see more of each other, you know, like we used to.
Do you know, Steve, I might bear that in mind. I tell you what, next time I need some decorating doing, I'll give you a shout.
Let's see that.
There you go, Curly.
Thank you.
Is that your homework you're doing? Yeah, it's English. It's got to be in this morning. Well, why didn't you do it over the weekend? Well, I don't see why I'm bothering to do it at all. It's not as though I'm going to be sitting in the exams, is it?
Yes, you are. I told you we'd work something out.
Well, how? I can't be bringing up a baby and go to school.
We're a family. We'll all do our bit.
And there are nurseries. Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, I've got to go.
Curly, got a bit of bad news for you.
Don't tell me Julia Roberts can't make our date in the Rovers tonight.
Worse than that. You've been well clamped, mate.
I know.
Cost you a fortune to have that taken off. I mean, what are they playing at? You can't even park outside your own house these days.
If you must know, I clamped it myself.
You what?
I bought a clamp, and I clamped it last night, and I'm going to clamp it tonight, and I'm going to clamp it every other night.
Don't trust your neighbours, eh? Well, that's what you get if you insist on living next door to the Battersbys.
I don't trust anybody, and until my car stops behaving like Herbie, I'm going to clamp it every time I leave it.
Nick's here, love.
Thanks, Betty. Hi, Nick.
How are you?
Surviving.
We'll give you a call when the cars get here, lovey.
This just doesn't seem real. Our Tony's funeral.
You knew he wasn't exactly a saint.
Yeah, but murdered and left in some hole. Tony didn't deserve to end up like that.
I suppose so.
You what? I mean, he was your son, too. Don't you care that he's been murdered?
Of course I care, Nick. But it's no good pretending he was some kind of blue-eyed innocent.
I don't believe I'm hearing this. You were his mother, for God's sake.
Yes, and he killed the man I loved.
Don't be stupid. Of course he didn't.
He brought them here. If he hadn't have been dealing in drugs, they wouldn't have been after him. If he hadn't cheated on them, they wouldn't have come after him. I mean, it might not have been Tony who knocked Des off his feet, but how many other lives have been ruined by that filth he was peddling, eh? How many other kids are buried because of what he did? I'm sorry, Nick, But Tony's no better than the scum that killed him.
So, how's life in the love nest? Fine.
Brings you breakfast in bed with a rose between his teeth, does he?
Does he egg?
Oh, well, Les did when we first moved in. Oh, granted, it weren't a rose. It were a daffodil. And a plastic one at that, but the thought of it.
Les, a romantic? I don't believe it.
Romance had nothing to do with it. They were crawling because I threatened to leave.
Why? How long has you been there?
Just the night. He had some funny bedroom habits.
I've no complaint about Jim's habits, even if you don't bring me breakfast in bed. Hey, and I've got some more news. I'm going back to my maiden name, Davis.
Oh, you are?
New man, new start, new name. Well, sort of.
Well, you don't hang about you, do you?
No way.
You know, if that lot out there didn't talk so much, we'd probably be turning out less seconds.
Tell me about it.
I'm serious, Mike. Too much stuff gets rejected in quality control.
Yeah, but at least we're getting the full price for the seconds. Now we're sending them ourselves, thanks to you.
Our business should be making quality products, not selling slipshod tat on market.
Well, it is, but mistakes happen.
Yeah, well, maybe some people make more mistakes than others.
He wasn't always in trouble. Can't you try to remember how he was?
Oh, I've tried. But he's not the same person. And I did my grieving for the child I used to have a long time ago.
Well, maybe it was our fault. Never was what you'd call a perfect marriage, was it?
No, but that wasn't my fault either, Nick.
Look, I've come here to bury our son, Natalie, not to fight. I know Tony hurt you. I know you hate what he turned into and what probably killed him, but... I mean, don't cut yourself off from what he used to be to you.
How, Nick? Because no matter how I try to remember the good times, nothing is going to matter when I get to that church.
Why?
Because I'm going to remember in the last funeral, for Des, and how it were Tony's fault. So don't expect me to weep, Nick, because I won't.
I'll get these, Gina. I reckon Curly could do with a friendly turn and a pint for me as well, please.
Right, love, coming up.
You got Tony's funeral?
Yeah, I mean, he was no angel. I don't suppose he's made one now, but I thought I'd show my respects. For Natalie more than anything.
Yeah. What's his friendly turn I could do with then?
Oh, don't go and look now, mate. I don't understand it myself, but your car's been clamped.
I know. I did it, and it hasn't moved, has it?
Well, no, Curly, it wouldn't, would it? It's got a flaming great wheel clamp on it.
Exactly.
Thanks, Lou.
Right. What's so important you've had to close the shop for an hour? Thought that was a cardinal sin in corner shop world.
Just wanted to do a mate a good turn.
Me, like what?
Oh. You still want to move out of your dad's, don't you?
Oh, you betcha, yeah. It's like living with two oversexed rabbits.
Well, you can move in with us if you like. Well, since my dad's gone away, there's a spare room, you know, it's a big house, only me there on my own. And Nita.
Yeah, all right then, yeah. I suppose there is, isn't there?
Cheers. So, you haven't got a clue who's moving your car?
Actually, Kev, I've got my suspicions. You know that woman I met, the one I was warned off from in that note?
A boyfriend?
No, she reckons she hasn't got a boyfriend. She reckons it's me leaving notes on her car.
But you haven't?
Of course not, but all this weird stuff started happening just after I met her. What if it's her? What if she's some sort of bunny boiler?
And you got problems, mate. Don't they?
But here.
Okay. Did you hear about Curly? He's taken to putting a wheel clamp on his own car.
Sign of insecurity, if you ask me. Probably some sort of paranoia brought on from watching out for shoplifters all day.
But it's a company car, isn't it? Maybe he's scared of losing it.
Losing his marbles, more like it.
We'll be thinking about you, my love.
Don't worry, Betty, we'll look after her.
Okay, don't.
Thanks, Betty.
See you later.
You know, changing your name back to your maiden name don't make you virgin, you know.
Good! I can't think about more boring.
Hey, look.
Poor Natalie. It must be the most heartbreaking thing in the world, burying your own child.
You all right?
Yeah. Hey, you know I'm here for you if you need me.
We all are.
I'm all right. I just want this over with.
Looking for more seconds, are we?
You don't have to look too hard.
I don't know what you're getting yourself so worked up about. I mean, I don't like seconds, but I'm getting to like them a little bit more now they're not costing us any money. Instead, they are making it.
Well, that's fine. But for every one that's rejected, they have to make another one that's good enough for the client's order. That means it takes more time.
Oh, I get it. You're worried about the Cooper order, are you?
Well, I got it. And if we're late, I'm to blame.
I can understand that. It's your first big order, but don't be worried. We're all right. We're up to schedule. No problem.
That's not how I see it. Don't forget, I know these girls.
Well, if you're that worried, why don't you get Mark standing over them with a big whip, OK?
Don't mind me coming to you, Natalie. No, Max. You're one of Tony's friends. Just wish they could have all been like you. No, if there's anything I can do. What's he doing here? Who?
Over there. It's the police. Don't worry about it, Natalie. Let's go in.
And to him that shall keep us from falling, and to present us faultless in the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Saviour, be majesty, dominion, and power, both now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Hello, Colin.
Natalie.
You're not exactly the first person I expected to see here today.
I read about it in the paper. How are you?
Numb. But I'm in one piece.
I wish I could say I'm sorry.
It's all right. I understand how you feel.
Still, 2 deaths like these. Must be a nightmare.
It is. But I'm coping. I've had to learn how.
Take care.
Thanks, Colin.
Never thought I'd see your face round here. After all the fuss at Desi's funeral. Why? Just want to make sure they finish the job.
Hey, what's your game?
What's it to you?
Listen. Colin, this is Nick. Tony's dad. This is Des's brother.
Don't give a monkeys. Look, I'm sorry about your brother, but you can show some respect for my son.
Respect? Tony showed none to Des, and Natalie come to that. Truth is, mate, we're all better off with him dead.
You, for God's sake, this is a churchyard, not a barroom. You better go.
Please, Colin.
I'm sorry, Natalie, I didn't want any trouble.
Then why the hell did you come?
Nick!
Come on. I'm going.
Come on. It's all right.
Not having a very good day, are you, by the looks of things? I'd say that's about 2 rejects to every good one.
It's this machine, it's...
Is it? Well, you know what my dad used to say, don't you? A bad workman always blames his tools.
Oh, come on, Linda, give it a rest. That machine is the worst in the factory. The tension's all to cock, it always has been. She's told Mark all about it.
Oh, I bet she has. So, Janice, what's your excuse then? Nothing wrong with your machine, is there?
Since when did you join the Gestapo, Linda?
All I'm after is decent work out of you.
We're all doing our best, Linda, and Bobby is new.
Well, she may be new, Hayley, but she doesn't sort herself out. She'll be history.
There's no need for that.
And the same goes for the rest of you. More speed, less seconds.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Your boss. All right.
Don't worry, Bobby. Your bark's worse than her bite.
Yeah? Well, she wants flaming muslin.
good day at school?
Yeah, it was all right.
Was it Kirsten who sent that card?
Well, she never said out. Anyway, I won't give her the satisfaction of asking.
Come on, Sarah. Let's have a little talk here.
What about this time?
I've told you. Whatever's ahead, you're not going to have to give up on school. I know it's not going to be easy when the baby arrives, but we'll manage somehow.
Mum, I'm sorry, I just can't see it. I mean, I can't take a baby to school.
No, I suppose not. But there are other girls in your situation, and like Mrs. Payton said, there are special units for girls who are still at school who have babies. You can look after your baby and carry on with your classes.
Mum, I don't want to go to a special unit. I'm not a freak.
No, I know you're not. And I don't want you to go anywhere that makes you feel like one. But I think we should look, Sarah. I don't want you to give up on your future.
It's the baby's future as well, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Mum, I'm scared. Whatever I do, it's not about me anymore.
No. And being pregnant is scary. Especially the first time. No matter how old you are.
Are you scared?
Yes. But excited as well. And a couple of months ago, when I thought I might be pregnant again...
Really?
I was more terrified than ever.
Yeah, but you weren't still at school when you were pregnant with me, were you?
No. But you'll have something I wouldn't have had. You've a mum who loves you, to take care of you. You got a good father, a brother, and a grandma. We're all here for you, Sarah Lou. All of us.
Thanks, Jim.
Hey,
Hiya.
waiting for me, Dad?
No, just the other girls from the factory. We're meeting up. Council of War.
All right. Well, I'm glad I'm not in Mike's shoes, then.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, all right. You might feel like celebrating.
Oh, why's that then?
I told my dad this morning, and he didn't exactly seem suicidal over it, but I'm moving out. So you two can have your little love hutch to yourselves, only don't wear him out too much, eh?
Oh, Steve, I don't want to chase you out of your own home.
Oh, no, don't worry. You're not chasing me out. I'm moving out.
Bottle of lager, please, Betty.
Certainly, love. Hey, I was sorry to hear about your trouble today.
What trouble's that, then?
Well, the wheel clampers. I mean, I saw it on the telly. I mean, some of those people, you know, are no better than the criminals. Making you pay all that money just so you can drive your own car away. And it parked in front of your own front door. I don't know what the world's coming to.
Is it really true, Curly, that your car's taken to driving itself around?
Hey, maybe it's possessed, Curly. You know, like that car out the Stephen King thing.
Right, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Just so there's no more misunderstanding, the wheel clamp on my car is mine. I put it on. And I'm going to put it on every night until the joker, who's been moving my car up and down this street, gets tired of his little game. All right? Thank you.
So you think somebody is moving it?
That is what I've just said.
They're not nicking it. They're just joyriding it, like.
No, as far as I can tell, they just move it up and down a few spaces, that's all.
What? It don't make sense, Curly.
I know that, Steve.
Well, maybe Steve's right, then. It is possessed.
No thanks, Debs. I'm off in a while.
Wonder what Colin's doing.
You can drive head first into a brick wall for all I care.
I mean, he had some nerve coming out with all that at the lad's funeral.
Well, he was only being honest.
Well, if honesty was all he had in his mind, why the heck did he come to the funeral in the first place? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you could have done without that, Natalie.
I should have landed in one.
And she can do without that and all.
Look, I might not be glad that Tony's dead like Colin is, but I certainly understand how he feels. And now that Tony's buried, can we just let that be an end to it, please?
Might not be as easy as that. Still a question of who the murderer is. Might be a trial to go through yet.
Yeah, well, we'll face that when we come to it, eh? I suppose so. Not much to look forward to on my own, is there?
So what was it like?
Not the usual. No happy ending.
Tony's dad nearly took a swipe at Des's brother.
What's he doing there?
Search me. Checked Tony was really dead, I think, from the look of things, eh?
Ooh, creepy. Right, ladies, let's get down to business, shall we? Baldwin's Mall were bang out of order this afternoon. The way she had a go at Bobby,
Look, Janice, girls, I don't want to be any bother. And I'm having a bit of trouble getting the hang of that machine.
Yeah, but that's down to the lousy machine, love, not you. And Linda had no cause to go on at you the way she did. I know what I said about her boy, but still, she's a spiteful piece of gubbins, I know.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's just the way it's going, like I thought it would. When she got her car hitched up to Baldwin's motor.
Yeah, she got herself exactly where she wanted to be. And us too. Right under her thumb.
The question is, what are we going to do about it?
All right, see you then.
Yeah, see you.
See ya.
Bye. Still thinking of this woman?
I was actually, Kev. And I've made my mind up. I'm going to go and see her. And if she's behind all this, I'm going to find out.
Got nothing to lose. Unless she really is a psycho.
You had a good day, then?
You could say it's had its rewards, yeah.
Right, I'll shut up shop. Oh, sorry, Steve, we've just closed.
Oh, well. Just in time then, aren't I?
Right, okay, Stevie boy.
Vikram.
Hang on. Where are you going? Oh, no, don't tell me you're planning another trip away.
No, nothing like that, not at all.
So what's with the bags?
I think Vic told you.
Told me what?
I'm your new lodger.
You what?
Well, Steve's dad's moved his girlfriend in, so it was... oh, yeah, well, I'm not hairy enough to be a gooseberry, so... and he was desperate. Hey, but don't worry. I think the three of us are going to get on like a house on fire.
Well, it's all very well sitting around here letting off steam about flaming Linda over a round of drinks. What are we actually going to do about her?
And Gwen's got a point. It's not just a case of her being Mr. Baldwin's paramour now, is it? It's promoted as she's management.
Yeah, but I thought Mark was head of quality control. I mean, he's never had any complaints about the amount of seconds we turn out.
Them seconds are a natural product of the production process. Yeah. If we don't make a stand now, Miss Whiplash will have us washing floor with his tongs before she's finished. But if we're going to do out, we've got to have a united front. We've got to be united.
Yeah, you're right. All for one and one for all.
OK. Right. Well, that's it then. And if Baldwin doesn't get his bit of stuff to back off, let's see how he handles our united front. If she thinks she's trouble, wait till she sees what we can do. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Right.
Look, I thought I'd made myself clear. I am not interested in you or your lousy flowers.
I didn't send them.
Oh, no. Can't get you off my mind. You're sick.
That's not my writing. Look, this is my writing. Look.
It's the same as before. If it isn't you, who is it?
It's probably the same person who's moving my car up and down every night.
What?
Well, someone's playing silly games. I was beginning to think it was you.
Oh, and I suppose I've been sending flowers to myself as well? I am not a nutcase, you know.
Well, somebody out there is.